of T-Bar Productions, LLC. Thank you for tuning in tonight for our first episode of GRIOT. Now, GRIOT is definitely an interesting name, and I'm sure many of you are trying to understand what is GRIOT. Well, just to give you a bit of a history on the word, GRIOT are African storytellers. So they could be musicians, they can be historians, anyone in that culture was used to pass down the language, the history, and the tributes of the tribe. Being that we have several great individuals here that are telling their stories each and every week to pass down to our future generations, I decided to go with the name GRIOT because each one of us can be a historian, a storyteller, passing down our great history to our generations to come. Now, with that being said, like I said, we have several people that we're going to interview throughout the course of this show, just telling their stories, telling their history, so our representation can be heard. It's truly important to cultivate an environment where people see people that look like them, everyday hardworking people doing great things throughout our communities. With that being said, go ahead and tune in. This is our first episode featuring Mayor Katrina Thompson. Jonathan Barker had the pleasure of interviewing her, so here it goes.
Good morning. Welcome to another edition of My Black History. My name is Jonathan Barker, and I'm here with Broadview's first Black Mayor, Katrina Thompson. How are you doing here, Thompson?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for allowing us to be in your wonderful office here today.
Oh, you're welcome.
So we're just going to get started. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your upbringing, and how you got to be first Black Mayor.
So, I'm from Inglewood, California. I've been in the state of Illinois for 25 years, and I've been engaged in our local politics for the last 18 years. And when it was asked of me to run for mayor, I turned it down 3 times. Yeah, because I didn't know that that was really what I wanted to do, but I wanted to get approval from my daughter, Sydney. She gave her blessing, so here I am.
So your daughter plays a big part of your life?
Absolutely.
Who else inspires you?
My mother, she had me when she was 16, single mom, 2 kids, and, just the strength and her wisdom and her beauty and just being a strong Black single mother really just inspired me to be able to talk to other youth that may come from a single family background.
Tell us a little bit about your time in Inglewood. You've been here for 25 years, so you grew up right there in Inglewood, probably right in the heart of all type of craziness.
As they say, Inglewood. So, yeah. The community that I grew up in was predominantly African American. And in the 80s, crack cocaine came and destroyed the whole community. I actually grew up as a young kid. I grew up in a building that was prostitutes, pimps, heroin sold on our block. So, we had some adverse situations, but, glory to God, He saw something fit for my life to get me through that hardship of seeing that community just, crumble like right before our eyes. And growing up, we were a very close family, but I have a lot of family members that got addicted to crack cocaine, so it kind of destroyed our family. And now that we're much older and we're adults now, we have conversations about how it was growing up, but our kids don't really know each other because of that situation. But I had a good childhood. I had great, amazing grandparents that just kept us focused on making sure we read. My grandfather made sure we read the newspaper. He took us to the library every day after we got out of school. We was in summer camp programs for academics for like math and those types of things. So he really kept us solid and kept us focused on we could be anything that we want to be as long as we stayed focused and we had a purpose.
Nice. It's like you had a really good foundation that kind of kept you away from all the nonsense that was going on in the community. So that was good.
Yes.
So tell us about some type of obstacles that you experienced besides growing up in Inglewood to get here as the mayor.
So when I graduated from high school, I went to an all-white school. There was only 13 blacks on the campus. So I had to deal with that racial diversity, and we had some challenges there because in the dorm that I lived on, it was only 2 blacks that was in the whole residential dorm, and it's just amazing how they could play their heavy metal music, and I couldn't play my rap music. So we had a battle like who could play it the loudest. So we had those types of things, and then we had skinheads follow us, downtown shopping and stuff. So just kind of dealing with the race issue was challenging, but we overcame that. We stayed connected, we stayed solid, and we stayed strong on. We had a BSU, Black Student Union, program on campus, and everybody came to our parties. We didn't go to their parties, but we just live like that. So those were some of the obstacles. And then when you start, graduating from college, and then you start getting into the workforce, you see the differences in how we are treated in the workspace. And so I just always wanted to, but I've had some great mentors that didn't look like me that showed me how to take care of employees. And I've never forgotten that.
That's good. So,
Real quick, move your mask.
oh man.
Keep going.
All right.
But we know we safe.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's actually
It's for this interview purposes.
right. All right. Do me off now. I think my question. Okay. You do me off. Okay.
Workforce.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. All right. So, what actually drove you into politics in the first place?
So when I had my daughter, and I was off for about 2 years caring for her, and I was looking for programs that had like a Mommy and Me program, and I lived in Broadview, and so I went to the Park District, and they didn't have programs for toddlers, and so that was kind of shocking to me because we grew up in the YMCA, and they had all types of programs like summer camp, they had after school programs, they had stuff for toddlers, they just had the programs, and I was kind of shocked that they didn't have that here. So I went to the Park District, they didn't have anything, and so then I started volunteering my time to the Park District, helping out with the after school program, tutoring, reading and math, and I got engaged. So when I saw that how the park functioned, it just wasn't catering to the needs of the community, and I knew that if anything we can change is through policy. So I decided to run for a park commissioner. And it was the incumbent that it was against. It was 5 people in the race, and I didn't know what I was doing. One of my friends, she helped me make these palm cards, and my punch number, I'll never forget, was 25. And my family, and we stood at all the polling places, and we just passed that out, and I won with 47% of the vote out of 5 people for 1 seat.
Right.
So and so that's when it really got real to me that any change that we want to make, we have to be engaged in the policy and the legislation component, because we can volunteer and not have impact, and you got to have impact when you put leaders in place to run those type of programs or that type of situation, whether it's the park district, the school board, the library board, or the municipal board. It all starts with the legislations and the policies we put in place for the residents.
Nice. Definitely commend you. A lot of people want change or talk about it or say one thing, but you went from, I just want to find out what's going on in the park district, so now you're the mayor.
Literally, that's how it happened. And it is funny because even me being a park district commissioner, I later became the executive director. I worked at Lindop School, inside the school. I'm been a library trustee, and now I'm the mayor. So I done worked in all forms of our government in the village of Broadview.
And what time span? How long has that been?
So when I started, my daughter is 21 now. This is about 18 years.
18 years.
Yeah.
Lifelong commitment now at this point.
Absolutely. I'm committed to the cause because I think in the Black community, we need leadership that's going to look out for our interests. Not saying other races don't have interests, but we have interests too. And we have to take care of our community and make it stable, make it safe, and put in policies that impact everyone that's fair and equitable.
I agree. Appreciate that. So if the next Mayor Katrina Thompson is watching this video, what words of inspiration you can provide to her?
Stay committed to you. Be true to thyself. And unify the community with love. Love conquers all.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh, you welcome.
All right.
Cool. Can you talk about a little bit of before you got in the public sector? I know you said you out of college you worked. What area did you work in?
So when I got out, before I got into the public sector, I worked in corporate America and I worked in healthcare. And so in the healthcare industry, I worked for a company that I ran the contract and negotiation for hospitals and physician agreements. And I was in that for about 7 years.
Okay. Okay. Do you see? Sorry, I'm taking over your interview.
You good, Bob. Go ahead.
Do you see a correlation to how the healthcare sector treated our communities to the things that you're doing now as a public figure?
Well, I know that there is some systemic concerns that's in the healthcare industry, and I'm gonna give a good example: COVID, the vaccination. Why can't blacks get the vaccination at the rate of the whites? So yeah, there's some disparities there, but it's a system, and until we can fix systems, we have to fix the people. And once we fix the people, then we can make impact on the system. So we have some struggles and we have some time to go, but I thank God for letting me live in this moment to be a voice for the people that look like me.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's one of the main reasons that we're doing these videos, so children can see, real black stories. Like we got the LeBron Jameses and the Michael Jordans of the world, but we want people to see real black people and their stories, and you can come from anywhere.
Absolutely.
So.
And the LeBron James and Michael Jordan matter, but the Katrina Thompsons of the world matter just as much because we need you. We need people like you.
Well, I'm relatable. I'm approachable. You can talk to me. When we talk about celebrities, the young people, they tend to follow them because they look at the fame and the glory. But when you look at somebody like me, yeah, it's a popular title. It's a title, but I still come from a background. I don't have the resources that, some of the celebrities have. But I can be impactful to a young person that want to get engaged, and I really fight for our young people to get engaged in the political process, to get engaged in civic engagement. Once they understand that, and they don't teach that a lot in the local schools, once they understand that process, then we can yield to them, listening to them, having them at the table to impact legislation that impacts them so that we can move forward. And so we have to yield that to them so that they have access to it. And we do that here. We have young people come starting at age 16 where they can come and intern with us so that they understand how public works operations work. It's a lot of young kids that may not go to college. So we want to make sure that we give them opportunities with their hands. Public works is hands-on, it's like construction. And so we want to make sure that they have an experience here where we don't judge them because they're messing up or they late for work. We mentor them on how to be a good employee, how to show up, how to talk to your supervisors, how to make a request for a pay raise. So we take the time out, and it's a lot of work to do that because some kids, this is their first time ever having a job. And when they go into the workplace, the employer don't understand that this is their first time and they want to, just be so hard on them. So we let them make all the mistakes here, but when they leave here with an understanding that they know how to talk to a supervisor, they know what the expectations are of being in the workforce, and we give them a skill set that when they go apply for a job, they can always use this as a resource that I had a job, where they can get employment somewhere else. So we have to be the ones to take the time out for our young people and provide them with the resources that they need so that they can have some success, and to keep them off the streets. If we don't take care of our own, who's going to take care of them? So it's all about, looking out for our young people and giving them options. We don't give enough options. I just want to say that, keep your eye on the prize. Never stop dreaming. Not in a million years I would have ever thought that I would have been a mayor of anything or any place. I didn't grow up in a political family. And so I'm learning this now later in life on the importance of being engaged in your local politics, getting engaged and getting informed and understanding and getting to meet, your elected officials. That's huge. I never had that opportunity as a young person. So my hope for the future is that you keep dreaming and don't stop dreaming And and just always see yourself when you look in the mirror and say, I'm great. I can do this. And it's gonna be hard. But if you keep living, I'm gonna just say what my grandfather said, if you keep living, it's gonna be hard. But you can overcome that hard by staying consistent and persistent.
That was an amazing episode. Definitely some of the programs and some of the work that Katrina is doing throughout the village of Broadview to help empower our youth and bring awareness to the political field is absolutely amazing. We salute you and we thank you for all you're doing. So before we go, I just want to thank our sponsors. Christian Unity Church was a big part of this program. Also, the Catherine Dugan Scholarship Fund, empowering youth. I actually was a recipient myself when I was a youth of that scholarship fund, as well as Music Magic Moments, a partner company that helps us to solidify our events and our workings throughout the community, as well as I Love My Coffee Black. Actually having a sip this morning myself. Check them out. Great coffee, Black-owned coffee company. We'll be doing an interview with them as well, so be sure to tune in. Have a great evening.
You don't know your destiny. You don't know what God has for you. I adopt classrooms, so that's one of the classrooms that I adopted before the pandemic, so I kind of miss the kids. And I let the kids come and sit at my desk and take pictures, I let them come to the village when we in session, to come call our meetings to order. Tell the kids, get engaged, ask them the hard questions, hold them accountable, and I want them to hold me accountable too.
That's amazing. Yeah, this is a great
God
office.
is a big part of my life, so that's why, you see a lot of my inspirational things around. So, that's just, and I'm an avid reader, so that's why, I have a bookshelf and the books that, and these are all Black authors, the majority of them. And I think that's important. If we don't promote Black excellence in our community, then it's always going to be somebody else. And it might as well be us. They might as well see faces that look like us, that can be successful, that's in a position to, help them out. That's what we should be doing.
That's just encouraging the moms to know that you did. If you did it, I can do it too, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is great. Like, everything is just...
That motorcycle is made out of Legos.
Oh.
There's a kid that he lives in Broadview, and he has autism. He put that together for me, and I want to show you this too. I just get excited about my people in Broadview.
Take care of you. They're taking care of you.
So even like this White House.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. I was looking at this.
That's the White House. He put that together for President Biden.
Wow.
So we're trying to get it to the White House. And I don't know how to do that. Because I'm a small community. They only looking at the...
I'm sure you gonna figure it. You got a good job.
And that's a kid that have autism. And that's for President Biden when they call me and say, we can pick it up or...